back last year, you did all three phases: kicking, field goals, kickoffs, and punting. How did the season go along? Did at any point did it feel too much for you? That was something that you felt pretty confident in.
I feel like it was something I felt very confident in, actually. I've been competing in all three ever since I started my junior college career over at Grossmont, and so it's something I've had a lot of practice with, handling all three duties, and I just felt very confident in it with working with Coach Hall and the strength staff and making sure my body felt right the whole season, and I ended up being pretty successful. And I was very confident.
Garret, you obviously all three starting defensive linemen departed. You're kind of the main guy returning that's had snaps. So how much of that leadership role do you take now, in addition to elevating your play, but also helping all the other guys?
I feel that's a great question. I feel with those three guys last year, I mean, I learned a lot in that defensive line room with Jonah, Keyshawn, and Justice. And Justice coming in last year in December, I felt we just had a good bond. And I've watched those guys, and then I've watched guys like Cam and also Caden as well. As when I was behind him at linebacker, I feel just watching those guys take charge and take the lead. I feel now it's kind of my spot to where it's kind of my time to lead the defense and get the job done. So I feel pretty confident in taking charge and letting these guys play and bust their butts.
And Kenan, this is your second year in the program. How much different was this off season than last year?
As far as what?
As far as just preparing, you obviously last year you were behind Chance Bell and Jordan Bird. This year you could be getting a lot more snaps. Preparing for that.
Yeah, so being my senior year, I just kind of took the leadership role in the running back room because, that's otherwise we don't really have a guy. But I just wanted everybody to be able to work and compete because me competing with everyone else, we got a lot of great guys in the running back room. So me competing with them allows me to perform at the highest as well as them perform at their highest.
Your question about the talent level, more explosive or more physical? Because it sure seems like you have an extra year and you're willing to pound somebody before you pick an interview.
I like to say I'm very balanced. I know I'm fast, very fast, but I do take pride in my power as well. So when I'm on the field, I like to be explosive when something small opens up and I got to get through it real fast. But if it's not there and I just got to pound it and get the dirty 2 or 3 yards, then I like to be able to do that as well.
Here are questions about the defense. It's so active, it moves so much. Does it take a special type of player intellect to be able to handle what Brady wants done defensively and what Coach Maddox is calling?
I feel absolutely that's the case. Coach Maddox and Coach Hope, they bring in guys that are willing to just be mentally and physically tough. I mean, that's what our program's built on, and that's what we've kind of established the last, decade really, is just being mentally and physically tough. And I think the guys that coaches have brought in and recruit know what's going to go, what's going to come, and know their roles and are willing to do anything for our team.
I'm just curious for whoever wants to answer it. Does the team have a special bond with Jalen because he's played on both sides of the ball? Like he's got that unique relationship. Jalen played defense last year before switching over to offense. Does he have a unique leadership quality? Does he can relate to all facets of the game with maybe other quarterbacks?
It's not just because he played both sides of the ball. I feel like our locker room is a lot different than a lot of other schools. He could have played on one side, he would still get the same love from everyone. It's like the love that we have for each other amongst the team is something I've never seen before.
And just to add on to that, Moose being such a team player and just like a person's people, he's even reached out to me as the punter and the kicker. Typically you wouldn't think the starting quarterback will know too much about their specialist, but he comes up, says hi, very friendly, and just lets me know how important he feels like I am to the team.
Kenan, every running back probably wanting 25 or 30 years of game. What are your expectations for what your load would be, and with so many running backs in the room, how do you think that would be spread out?
Well, we're having with the change in the offense this year, it's not just pound and pound and pound. Like, we're going to spread the ball out a little bit. So, I mean, I don't have any expectations as to, I want 50 carries, you know? Like, I mean, of course I want the ball, but I want to win is the ultimate goal. So just being able to perform when I do get the ball and make the best out of my opportunity and then watch the team succeed.
What about from a kickoff return and punt return role? Are you looking to do one of those things?
Yeah, I'm starting a returner, so I'm hoping to take a good amount of those to the house this year.
Jack, I know you trained with Nick Novak. How much has working with a former professional, kicker elevated your game?
Yeah, I've been training with Nick ever since June of around 2020. He's been one of my greatest mentors. Not only just the mechanics of punting and kicking, but also just the mentality of what you need to do and the mindset you need to have when you're in those situations where the game's on the line and you got to be able to hone all those emotions and just channel it into one energy and do what needs to be done. So definitely a lot has come from working with Nick, and I'm just truly blessed and grateful to be able to work with him.
Thank you. You were the face of a billboard in Mission Valley going on an 8. What does it mean to you to see something like that and know that you're making an impact not only in San Diego, but it's also in your hometown?
Well, it feels great just to be up on a billboard. You know, that's something everyone dreams of growing up. But I mean, I don't let the shine and the glitz and glamour get to me because I've been through all that. I came from USC, and that's all that it was there. So, I mean, it's nice to have it, but I love being with these guys behind closed doors, no cameras, and just working and grinding.
Here, when you look at the schedule, you guys get a hint at who's coming into play here, UCLA, Boise, Fresno, the enemy. In fact, you're going to really impact the whole conference race. You're going to do it at home. How cool is that?
It's very cool. You know, I got here in 2019, and I believe that's the last time we played UCLA, and I was on kickoff return, got a couple snaps in the Rose Bowl, and, it was just that the excitement in the locker room before was just something that can't be put into words. It was, and then at halftime we knew we were beating them up pretty good, and just to have that confidence that we're the underdog and whatever happens is going to happen, but we know how physically and mentally tough we are, and we know we can get the job done if we all stick together and have that one common goal in mind, and that's to win. And so just being able to play those games and be in those situations is a fun task. The pressure is kind of on, and it's just everybody here that we've been practicing and playing with, I mean, we all have that same mentality of the pressure's on us and we're the underdog, and we're gonna go out there and fight like heck and hope to win. That's the plan.
Garret, you made the transition from Sam to defensive end. Don Oliver is doing the same. What advice have you given him in his transition?
Keep eating, gain weight. That's about it. So started at Sam when I was 2021, I was 230, and now I'm 260. So we just got to eat. And last year kind of played around that 250 mark, and I felt like, that 20 pounds was good. And then once you started playing games, you're like, okay, well, I need to get those extra 10 and then probably an extra 5. So, just keep eating. That's the main thing I've been telling them. So.
Kenan, got a question about the legacy of Aztec running backs from Humphrey to Rashad Penny and Humphrey all the way back to Marshall Faulk. It's pretty neat to walk through the hallways and understand who's been here with what colors and what they accomplished.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, when I first got here, Pumphrey was here. So, I mean, I got to talk to him and kind of pick at his brain a little bit, which is a big thing for me, just to be able to gain that knowledge and be able to add it to my game. But at the end of the day, I'm really blessed to be able to be on the same legacy as all these great running backs and hopefully, be in that same legacy as they are.
Garret, what do you think you bring to the field that disrupts the offense the most?
Personally, I think it's just my effort and energy, knowing that wherever the ball is going, I'm going to be there, or I'm going to try like heck to be there. I pride myself on that. There's one thing Coach always says you can control, and that's your effort level. And I feel that's one of my biggest qualities is the guy with the ball might be down the field, but I'm coming from either side wherever I'm at. I'm going full speed and tracking him down. So if he makes one little slowdown, he's getting caught. So I feel that's my biggest key asset. So.
Some guys maybe don't learn that until high school, even college, or when they're young, like from a father or something. Where do you think that was instilled?
I think for me it was instilled in high school. I mean, really my mother was always, whatever you're doing, do it 110% and don't slow down. And then in high school, I had a coach my junior and senior year that was it was kind of like here as far as the, everybody get to the ball, run to the ball, and anytime he'd see you, he'd say, why you walking, and it was just one of those things where there's no reason to be walking, you got to mentally train yourself to wherever the ball's at, you got to be there. He could slow down, you could make a play from behind, so just always showing up to the ball is the biggest thing.
Jack, last year, you're taking over for another guy. No one knew what to expect yet. This year, they're saying you're going to be special needs player of the year again. How much does that put pressure on you, or do you just kind of push that to the side?
I mean, you can definitely, just run all the thoughts through your head and it'll put pressure on you. But for me, it's, it's an honor to, receive such, accolades and stuff preseason. But for me, it doesn't really matter until I go out there and perform and put it out into the field and on film. So I really try to, like you said, just kind of push it behind and just, I guess in this case, prove everyone right. Go out and put the results on the field.
For all you guys, when you're away from football, whether it's a hobby or something to distract you, playing the violin, gaming, what do you guys do to distract yourselves when you're away from football?
I mean, I have an odd one. Most kickers, punters, they'll go out and golf, ball golf. Wow. During COVID, going outdoors, disc golf actually came pretty hot, pretty popular. So me and my buddies, we kind of picked up on it, and that's just something that I've enjoyed doing. It's a little weird. You hear it, you're like, what? Frisbee golf or disc golf, but it's just something that I've actually enjoyed doing. And honestly, I'd say I'm pretty good at it, so I enjoy doing that.
I would say mine is I'm kind of an avid outdoorsman. My family, I was born and raised in the country, and we hunt and fish. And whenever I go home, that's all I'm doing. So being outdoors is hunting or fishing, making memories with family and friends. That's one of the biggest things for me, and take a lot of pride in that. And it means a lot to me to be able to go out there and on a break and go hunt or go fish. And so that'd be mine.
Mine's probably gaming, for sure, definitely. I spend most of my time when I'm not here playing my game. So,
Big game right now.
Call of Duty.